Demonstrate how to use a donut chuck. What I use my donut chucks for is to be able to finish the bottom of a bowl once you take it off the chuck. You can hold it. It's kind of like a Jacob's chuck or cold jaws, but with a donut chuck, the bowl will never come out and go flying across the room. And I'll show you why. And if anybody's interested in how much it costs, I got the receipt right here from Home Depot and a list of everything that I bought. Total price was $28.99. That doesn't include all my extra bolts, but those are, I have different sizes for different size bowls. And these are only like 29 cents a piece. So, you know, you probably got another $5 worth of bolts that you got to buy. So, you know, total for under 35 bucks, you can make this donut chuck. Other than the faceplate. You know, the faceplate I had, so. And I prefer using a faceplate than trying to connect it to your chuck, just because you may not get it exactly in the same spot. This way it's always centered for you. What I'm going to do is cut different rings out of it, and then I'll show you how it kind of works. If you have any questions, yell.
So how many layers is that?
I got one layer of 3/4 inch MDF, and then there's three layers of 1/2 inch. And what it starts out looking like is this right here. I buy a 2 foot by 2 foot piece of MDF, and this is a 1/2 inch one. And I just use a router with a straight cutting bit and a Dremel, and just route yourself a donut out, and then stick them all together and drill your holes. So all I did was cut 3 1/2 inch discs and 1 3/4 inch disc, and then hold them all together with clamps and drill a hole all the way through. And put a witness mark where you had them all clamped together, because if this one is just a little bit in from this one, if you don't get them lined back up again, you'll never get the bolts to go through. So always make your witness mark so you know to line them back up again where your bolts were. And on the back side, all it is a T-nut. Anybody that doesn't know what a T-nut looks like? That's a T-nut. 1/4 20? Yes, this is a 1/4 20. They come in a bag that kind of looks like that. And those were 4 of them for $1.18. Like I said, here's the list if anybody's interested.
Keith, is there any reason you specifically use 3/4 inch and 1/2 inch?
The 3/4 is your base, and the 1/2 inch is just, if you use the 1/4 inch MDF for your donuts, it'll flex a lot.
Yeah.
Where the 1/2 inch is, it is stiff enough that you don't need to use the 3/4 inch. Making one this big and having 2 3/4 inch pieces is a lot of mass there. And I do recommend to put your set screw in here and screw it down to your spindle, because this much inertia, when you slow this thing down, it will spin itself right off on you. And your bowl, done it once or twice or three times. And when you have your bowl in here, and all of a sudden it starts spinning off, and you're trying to stop it, you got a space in between the disc and this disc here, and you'll stick your hands in there, and you'll hit the bolts will hit you, and it will hurt. So put the set screw in on anything big like this to keep it from coming off on you. Any questions yet? And we'll get started here real quick. All I'm going to use is a little carding tool. Yep.
Are you cutting the donut portion?
I'm going to cut this one first, and then when it comes off, I'll cut this one into the second ring, and then I will cut this one into the third ring. So I can cut them all at the same time. I just have this so you guys see where I'm cutting at. But the biggest donut's going to come off first. The second donut will come off second, and the third one will come off at the end. Yes, I know I want to cut these two marks away as I do it, but I know where they're at. Yes?
Do you have a mark on there or something to keep putting it on the back? Put that ring on the other way, it's not going to work. Well, it won't line up with your balls when you drill the balls if it goes on backwards.
No, I usually don't, but you can mark it. I never had that problem. Yet. This has got a little bit of a wobble to it because I'm using a piece of paper for my shim, because my faceplate doesn't screw all the way down to the shoulder or the lathe. We got to make a shim, so I'm using paper, so it's got a little bit of wobble. I had it on my lathe and it doesn't have the wobble, so the paper is what's giving it a little bit of a wobble.
Loose on your,
Yeah, I even had it tightened down in it.
right, it's not tight anymore. What size spindles have you laid down?
1x8.
Why don't you go the other way with a little big instead of big one?
This way I can have them all together and cut this one, and then cut it. If I went little, I wouldn't be able to get to the big one without taking the rings off. And there's no arbitrary, where I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go in so far, and then do the other one, in a little bit more. Nearly cut through the other one too.
How many RPMs were you earning that?
I wasn't paying attention, it was probably 400 or so. Can I get it? Can I get it? Can I get it? Yes, I can. That's basically a donut chuck there. Then if you basically have 3 different donuts for 3 different size bowls.
Sometimes they put the rings on that plate there to line it up.
Yeah. I usually, before I take it off my chuck, I got the centering jig for my 4-bar chuck. I'll screw it down in there and then drop the an awl through it, and it'll mark the center of it there, so I can just use the centering corner up right here. So let's see what size bolts I need.
You decide to hold that?
I'm pretty good at getting that started, as long as my bolts are long enough. I don't have long enough ones. I'm gonna have to go the ones in my case.
Deep on the inside of those cutouts, do you ever sand those to
You
cut the
can.
edge off?
It's MDF, so usually it doesn't mar it. And usually I have my bowls finished and everything before I even start the bottom. So I have it, the finish on it, buffed and everything. And I haven't had one yet mark it.
You see a lot of guys put matting in it.
Yeah. I guess if you're using plywood or something like that, it's a little bit more stiff, but you're not putting a lot of pressure on it, you're just holding the bowl in place. So let's see if my drill actually still works or not, since I dropped it on the ground.
Hopefully it's not.
I will warn you, there is wings back here, so watch out when you go grabbing around this. That's what you probably find in the closest bolts that will fit. I have, like I said, I have,
You never have it about those.
yeah, I got, handfuls of them. And like I said, all you gotta do is buy 4 of each different length, and then just find which donut fits the best. This one's pretty good because I got a lot of access to it where I can get to the bottom of this and actually feather into the bowl here. But at this point, you can get it started. So a little bit when I started.
Your paper shit might have screwed this all up.
Yeah, a little bit. That and it's worth a little green, so it's. I even noticed it when I was turning it yesterday that as I turned it, it was getting out of round when I was turning it. So we'll just play with it this way.
Getting a center mark on there would help a lot.
I had one that, like I said, the wood, even when I was turning it yesterday, it was going out around even as I was sanding it and stuff, so it moved overnight, so it's a little bit out of it. But still, I should be able to get this and then blend it with the sander and get it close enough that you're not going to be able to tell. That's pretty good. Don't look at this. Look at the bowl. The bowl is pretty centered now. But the good thing is, with this, you can pull the headstock or the tailstock out of your way, because it ain't coming out of that.
What is that?
Now the disc, if you don't have it cut with the set screw set in it, it will come off on you when you slow it down, but this way, there's no way that bowl is going to come out of that. And you can I like it because I can get right down here to the point and get rid of all this stuff without having to do it and then chisel it off and try hand sanding it or just sanding another way. You can finish the whole bottom of the bowl. You can make these discs as big as you want. I actually got one for my 22-inch Grizzly that, the back disc is almost 21 inches because for those bigger bowls I was doing. What looks like so far. A little bit still on this edge right there. We'll go with that.
What's the president's challenge? Y'all gonna make donuts?
President's Challenge, anybody got any suggestions? There you go.
What is it?
A turned item to donate.
What's that? There you are.
As you guys all know, I don't hand sand anything. Nicely finished bottom. Any questions? Like I said, I just like doing the donut check because I can work the whole bottom of it and not have to have the tailstock in the way, and then you have the little nub that you gotta chisel off and then sand down on it. And if you can get a bowl to come off of this, you did some damage.
Challenge accepted.
Do what?
On your big blade, you take like 4
Yeah, I got like 6. Yeah, 6 different sizes.
Question. When you're a box and a receptacle, when the internet cord, you can change it out.
Do what now?
When you're a metal box and a receptacle.
Yeah, it's on the wall.